Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Get Wrenching. I'm your host, Murray. You're probably wondering, why am I standing in front of a white Chevy truck when I'm supposed to be a Dodge guy? Well, sit back, relax, grab yourself a sandwich and a cold one, and we're going to find out. Well, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Get Wrenching. What we have here is a 96 OBS Chevy K1500 4x4 Z71 off-road goodness of Chevrolet. Yeah, I bought this truck back in 2014 in Fox Creek, Alberta, and I've put about 64-ish, 65,000 kilometers on since. So let's just take a little walk around here and I'll show you what I've done to the truck and what the truck has to offer. Kind of like to introduce these vehicles before I start working on them. We haven't done anything on this truck yet on the channel, so I'm just going to bring you in before we start any work, which has got to happen here because now hot rod season is officially over. It is now been over a week and a half since I filmed that off-road video. It was plus 20 that day. Well, today it's about -2. So yeah, the temperatures dropped considerably, and that is Celsius, by the way. So let's take a walk around. So YouTube, we'll start off on the inside of the vehicle. So as you can see here, she's, got the well-used leather in her. This is showing some of the kilometers, but she was a fancy Silverado package. Got the center console here with your, if you're doing business and you got to put a piece of paper there and write stuff out. This is the wife's truck, by the way, so excuse the mess. Ha 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 ha. Center console here. Place to store your CDs back in the day. She has the 4x4 drive shift select on the floor instead of up here on some of the GM models. We have 364,949 kilometers. Well, I was right, because I bought this, had 300,000 on it. Did install a Sony aftermarket deck. We got the air conditioning and the heat. The AC does work. This is the spot where the old CD player used to be. So I got this little pocket out of a WT that the brother-in-law had, because he's a big Chev guy. And that works perfectly, storing your wallet stuff in. We have the retractable cup holders that leak coffee all over your carpet, which is great. But this is a good idea, though, guys. I got to say something. Whoever designed this was thinking, okay, wintertime, your heat's on. Coffee sitting here, getting hot. Well, in the summertime, it's hot outside. Well, I got my ice cap sitting here, air conditioning on, keeping the ice cap cold. Someone was thinking. Also, we have multiple power points here. Cigarette lighter and that one. Well, I guess the young fellow keeps the acorns there. He likes to take the islands apart to feed the squirrels, he thinks. Oh yeah, well, we got plenty of napkins there, I guess. That's your glove box. And I do have the original owner's manual. It's in there. We do have power windows, power locks, and power mirrors. Just a regular Manual function for the headlights. Dome light override. She does have the tilt column. Emergency brake does work. Brake pedal's got considerable amount of wear on it. And I did install this trailer brake system. So we'll head to the back. Okay, YouTube, don't get too excited. I know, it's the third door. It's a very rare option because they only offered it for like 2 years. Yeah, I already had to replace the bottom, but we'll get in that with the body. So anyway, get in here, you know, more of the same wore out seats. These floor mats came with the truck, believe it or not. And as you can see here, open her out like that, got some spot for your storage and, you know, all that. Still have all the spare tire gear. Wife's got all of her shopping bags in here, which you need here in Nova Scotia now. Seat, you know, it's got a little lever on the bottom here that you flip that up and get at your spare tire stuff, or make more room back here because you can fold this down. It does have cup holders here in the rear, and we have another napkin / spot holder. Man, the wife needs to clean this truck up. Headliner's not too bad. Everything works as it should in here. All the speakers work in the doors and what have you. Holy crap handle. And it does have lights in the mirror. So now let's take a little walk around here and I'll show you the outside of the truck. Okay, guys and gals, also too, sorry if there's any wind noise. It's kind of, the wind's blowing right out of the northwest, right at me. So I tried to keep her in front of the house. So anyway, you can see it already, you know, stands right out at you as these tow hooks and sort of may look like the new Trail Hawk or Trail Boss, whatever the heck they call them in the Chev world. I did install these rigid 3500 lume LED lights when I was out in Alberta because they don't believe in street lights out there. Still has the factory spoiler on the bottom. I did end up replacing both front fenders, and I did a crappy paint job on the other side. You'll see that. More of these Chinese tires. The road cruisers are not too bad. Getting noisy now. They got about 25,000 kilometers on. You can see she also has the typical GM paint delete kit that comes factory, you know, from 96. I don't know what it was with those trucks, cars that era, but they all did this. Or either that paint's just old and it's falling off. Did come with this when I bought the truck. It already was on it. Box, she's not in too bad a shape at all. Got a couple little blisters in here. It's not through, but I keep this thing undercoated. I didn't have to do it this year because it just had way too much on it. Yeah, she is the Z71 off-road package. Those taillights, they're going. I'm getting the factory ones, putting them back in. The tailgate does, you know, the typical GM stuff where you got to sneak your hand in here and squeeze these two together. If not, one of them will fall out because these clips are wore out, and I put new ones in and they still fall out. So, trailer plug receiver. The hitch was on it when I bought the truck. Other than that, I put duals on this thing too, of course, thrush mufflers, like normal. She does have this added feature when I bought the truck that you can get at your fuel pump if you need to real quick on the side of the highway, which I had to use it actually when I was coming through Edmonton. The fuel pump let go on me and the brother-in-law. So yeah, that did save us a lot of time. You can see here a little bit more surface rust on the outside, which is still, you know, this is still solid. I take that off, clean it up, it'll be all right. Now, I did replace both sides, cab corners and rockers the whole way, side to side, because any vehicle in Alberta, sandblast it, comes here, rust happens quick. As you can see, like this spot here, I hit this maybe a month ago with the pressure washer, and just that little bit of rain flashes up already. So looks like this spring Well, I'm going to do something with this. I'll just give it a quick rough up and just touch it up with some paint for now. But come springtime, she needs a paint job. Oh, I did put a new windshield in as well. Brand hammer new. Okay, YouTube. Underneath the hood here, see there, 5.7 liter, 350. As far as I know, this is the L31 Vortec 350. It's original to the truck. I have put on intake gaskets. I did put on a throttle body spacer, which did absolutely nothing. I put on this cold air intake. You know, I call it hot air because the hot air still did absolutely nothing but make noise and burn more gas. The owner that I bought this from always changed it with synthetic castor oil, so I always make sure that's always done every 5,000 kilometers. It's probably a waste, but you know. I got a exhaust bolt that fell out down here by the EGR line, which is still, you can see the head of it sort of jammed in there in between the EGR pipe. I did put a new battery in this, new alternator, new starter. This side here needs exhaust work because the donut gasket decided it didn't want to be one anymore. So, and then this stud up here, you know, decided it was going to fall out, snap off, what have you. I've also done a new radiator on this truck, new belts, a new idler pulley, new tensioner pulley. Also, the AC condenser was replaced not by me, but by the previous owner before him. Cruise control does work on this truck. I did have to put the little module switch in there. It does have a new distributor, new plug wires, new spark plugs this year. Other than that, I think that's pretty much what I've done under the hood here. Yes, this still does work. Yes, this still does work. I just keep it unplugged because, you know, see, why keep it plugged in when I don't need to? I'm plugging in when I need it. Oh, the other thing it was the spider injection. This lovely truck had this sequential fuel injection onto it. When I bought the truck, it ran like crap. And I think that's why I got the truck for as cheap as what I got it. And it black smoke and soot. And I said, man, this thing acts like it's flooding. So I did some research into it, called a couple guys there at GM, and they said, if she's probably got the SFI, you probably got a regulator leaking or something. You should check that out. So I, of course, cracked the top of that intake off, and it was leaking. So I got the multi-port injectors, the GM Performance ones. So that way I knew they were good, and put them in $500 later back in 2014. So I can just imagine how much that system's worth now. Also, YouTube, we got a little storage here. I keep funnels and rags, what have you. Also, YouTube, I did replace the headlights. These marker lights came on the truck when I bought it. They're going away. Put the factory ones back on. You get them new fairly cheap now. So yeah, other than that, this truck has been a pretty good old truck. She's got a couple kilometers onto her, but the thing works so good. I did put new brakes. I did put a ball joint in it. Exhaust. Some rear brake shoes. I did do that. I did do a pinion seal. I've also replaced the front dry chassis U-joints because they were beat right out. Out in Alberta, you're in 4-wheel drive in the wintertime pretty well. Straight time, especially in Fox Creek, like they don't plow the roads. It's so cold out there, there's no sense to. This does have the 14 bolt, so she's a heavy half, which is great. It does have an Eaton True Track in the back because the guy that had it before me, he put an Eaton True Track in that thing, and that was great. That thing works awesome in the snow and the mud. This thing actually did better out in Alberta in the mud than what my black Dodge did. And that thing's left it with mud tires on it. I know, hard to believe, right? But difference between a locker and not locked. So, let's give you a little sound clip of what this baby sounds like. Oh, YouTube, sorry about that if the sound didn't come good through on the speaker there, but she's got a good growl to her. That 2.5-inch duals into a Thrush dual in, dual out muffler, which is chambered. That's what gives her that little bit of a growl. Don't sound too bad. I like it when you're on the highway and you go through like one of them overpasses, whatever, and you step on a little bit, it sounds pretty good. Hey there, guys and gals of YouTube land. That was my little walk around of the wife's truck. It is my truck too, but she uses it more than I do. I still never told you why I bought that truck. Well, when I was a young fella, elementary school into high school, those were the trucks of the day. That was the king. Around here especially, there was a GM dealer that was downtown. My dream truck when I was a kid / teenager was 1990 Chevy 1500 two-wheel drive, short box, black with the SS44 badging on it. Yes, the 354 tech. It's got way more power than what that 44 put out. I know this. When you were a kid, you said big block, 44. You just automatically thought it was power because you heard your dads and stuff talk about it. That was just it, right? No. But laying all jokes aside, those trucks are good. They're tough, reliable, easy to fix, really. I'm serious, guys and gals, YouTube land. If you're looking for one of those trucks that still have a computer in it, but it's still fuel injected and you still want to work on it, that truck is actually pretty that's about the basic you can get with that truck. Like basic sensors on it. You can't get any basic what that truck is. Yes, it's got a computer and some wiring, but they make plenty of books and wiring diagrams out there. You can follow that along. Also, a little update on the channel here. We still got an engine we're going to take out the junkyard. Warnie wasn't there Friday, so I didn't want to take it out without him there. I didn't even want to start. I don't want to go into a junkyard when the owner's not there. I'm not doing that practice. Not. We still got the Jeep. We still got to look over from that rally that we had a week and a half ago. But the truck, the wife's truck's got to take precedent because there's a safety inspection coming up in December. Christmas is coming. This is towards the end of November. So I got to get that truck fixed. She's got an exhaust leak. I took it to take the young fellow to school this morning, and it was blowing cold air out of the heater. And went, oh boy! But the thermostat stuck wide open. Great, at least it failed open. Also, she got a little idle problem, so we're going to be looking into that. So we got some things to do to that. Also, the orange car isn't going away yet. It's put away for the winter, but we're still going to tinker on it because now's the time we get the bugs worked out. So, YouTube land, that's going to do it for me here today. If you like what you saw, think about giving me a thumbs up. Thumbs up would be great. If you really like what you saw and you really want to help me out, think about subscribing. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no obligations, no contracts, nothing like that. And if you don't like what you see, you can unsubscribe. That easy. I can't give you anything, but I can give you a free subscription to me. How's that? Also, think about ringing that bell. That way you will not miss any of my new upcoming content, which there's going to be a lot. I didn't show you underneath this truck because guess where we're going to be in the next couple of days? Right back underneath of it. So anyway, there, YouTube land, wherever you guys and gals, work on your vehicles, your lawn tractors, your generators, your trailers, whatever it is that you may work on, just remember to stay safe and get wrenching. We'll see you next time.